Welcome back once again to Wrestling Pro News, your trusted destination for all the latest explosive drama in the squared circle, and today's deep dive takes us into one of the most emotionally charged sagas WWE has delivered in years, the implosion of the Bloodline, a story of betrayal, loyalty, vengeance and redemption that has captured the imagination of the wrestling world and left fans on edge with every passing week. Jey Uso has finally broken his silence and declared war on his own cousin Solo Sikoa, igniting a civil war that could permanently alter the course of WWE history. For years the Bloodline stood as the dominant force under the iron fist of Roman Reigns. Their reign was not merely about winning championships but about building a dynasty that seemed unbreakable. Roman, as the tribal chief, stood at the head of the table, flanked by his cousins the Usos and later by the imposing Solo Sikoa. Together they crushed rivals, controlled entire divisions and carried themselves as though they were untouchable. They were feared, they were respected, and they were the very definition of dominance. But every empire eventually cracks, and the first fissure appeared when Solo Sikoa stunned the world by attacking Roman Reigns in a shocking betrayal that sent ripples through the WWE universe. This was not just a turn, it was an earthquake, a moment that shattered the image of unity the Bloodline had spent years crafting. In one violent act, the foundation of trust that bound them was obliterated. The once proud family now found itself in ruins, its bonds of loyalty torn apart. And standing in the middle of this storm is Jey Uso, the emotional heartbeat of the faction. Jey has always embodied loyalty to his family through thick and thin. Even during moments when Roman's authority suffocated him, he remained by his side, carrying the weight of responsibility and representing the Bloodline's pride. Yet when Solo struck down Roman, it was as though Jey's entire world collapsed in an instant. Now his loyalty has turned into a firestorm of anger, grief and determination. Jey has vowed to hunt down Solo and extract retribution, not just for Roman but for the honor of the family name itself. His declaration was not a hollow statement but a blood oath, a promise etched in pain and rage that Solo will pay dearly for his treachery. And yet this confrontation is about far more than fists and steel chairs. It is a philosophical war. At its core, Jey embodies justice, redemption and the need to restore his family's dignity, while Solo symbolizes hunger for power, raw ambition and the willingness to sacrifice anything, even blood, to rise to the throne. This is not simply about supremacy in the ring, it is about the soul of the Bloodline itself, and it is a conflict so personal, so raw that it threatens to consume them both. Looming over this war is Roman Reigns himself, the fallen tribal chief whose legacy is now in question. Though he has been betrayed and brutalized, his presence still hangs heavy over the narrative. The question that grips fans is, what will Roman do? Will he rise again to reclaim his role as the head of the table and bring order to his fractured family, or will he remain silent, watching from the shadows as his cousins tear each other apart? His decision could alter the very DNA of WWE for years to come, and no one knows whether he will return as a savior or as a ghost from the past, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As the war builds momentum, the WWE roster finds itself inevitably pulled into the orbit of this conflict. No storyline this big stays confined within one family. Others will be forced to take sides, with some aligning with Jey in his quest for redemption and others lured by Solo's ruthless promise of power. The possibilities here are limitless. Old rivals who once suffered at the hands of the Bloodline could join forces with Jey to form a faction strong enough to challenge Solo, while other ambitious superstars may seize this chaos as an opportunity to ally with Solo and secure their own foothold in WWE's power structure. This ripple effect will not only shake up the roster but could also reshape the balance of power across the entire company. Beyond the ring, the drama has set the internet ablaze. Hashtags connected to Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline dominate social media as fans passionately debate potential outcomes. Some see Jey as the rightful heir to Roman's legacy, while others argue Solo's cold determination makes him the future of the dynasty. Theories swirl about possible twists and shocking betrayals that could still unfold. Some believe Roman will return to tip the scales, while others predict the emergence of new allies or even long-forgotten family members being drawn into the war. This unpredictability is what makes the storyline so captivating every week feels like the calm before another storm. Fans are not merely watching matches, they are watching a family implode on live television, a legacy unravel before their eyes. This saga has become less about wins and losses and more about pride, identity and survival for Jey Uso. This is not simply revenge, it is redemption. It is about rising from the shadows and proving that he is not defined by his loyalty to Roman but by his own strength, his own heart and his own vision for what the family should stand for. It is about restoring honor to a name that has been dragged through betrayal for Solo. This is about evolution, it is about taking control and carving out his own empire, even if it means stepping over the broken pieces of his family in pursuit of greatness. He is unapologetic and merciless, and that makes him dangerous, and as the war escalates the fans are strapped in for one of the most unpredictable rollercoasters WWE has ever constructed. This storyline is a masterclass in drama, emotional depth and layered storytelling. The creative team has woven betrayal, grief, vengeance and ambition into a narrative that resonates deeply with the WWE universe. Every promo, every stare, every action carries weight and symbolism, transforming this into more than just entertainment. It is theater, it is mythology, it is the story of a family that built an empire only to destroy itself from within. As Jey marches forward in his quest for vengeance, the world watches holding its breath. Will his crusade bring justice, or will Solo's cunning and brutality extinguish his dream of redemption? Either way, this will go down as one of the most electrifying chapters in WWE history. The saga of the Bloodline is far from over, and its next chapter promises more twists, more betrayals and more unforgettable moments that will echo in the halls of wrestling forever.